Alright, Karina baby, today is going to be the 5th. Right now it's the 4th, but it's almost midnight, so it's almost the 5th. Mom is trying to give these glasses a shot, so I am wearing the glasses that were given to me the other day. And today for the 5th we're reading Noah's Park. Noah's Park. Noah and the animals lived in Noah's Park. One morning Noah was hanging his laundry when the penguins Flip and Flop came along. They looked upset. "What's the matter?" asked Noah. "We haven't gotten anywhere to swim," said Flip. "The elephants squirted all the water out of our pool," said Flop. Said Noah. "I'll see what I can do." Noah went inside and got a wash tub. Then he filled it with water. It made a splendid wading pool for the penguins. "Thank you, Noah," said Flip. "Now we can swim every day," said Flop. Noah smiled. Then he looked at his clothes hanging on the line. "You can use my tub every day except laundry day," he said. Oh, very cute. I'm trying to figure out if these glasses actually work for me. The runoff, when you have bigger lenses, you have more of a runoff with a prescription. And so that's where I'm like, I don't know. But like, then I was wearing my other glasses, and I was like, well, maybe they're the same. Like, I don't know. I think it's just because they're bigger lenses. Because that's really what it seems to be. Alright. Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone, at 21, came to his tomahawk, knife, and gun. Home from the French and Indian War, North Carolina, and the Yankin shore. He married his maiden with the golden band, buried his house, and cleared his land. But the deep woods claimed their son again, and he turned his face from the homes of men over the blue ridge, dark and lone, the mountains of iron, the hills of stone. Braving the Shawnee jealous wrath, he made his way on warrior's path. Alone he trod the shadowed trails, but he was lord of 1,000 vales. And he raved Kentucky far and near, hunting the buffalo, elk, and deer. What joy to see, what joy to win, so far a land for his kith and kin. Of streams unstained and woods unhailed, elbow room, laughed Daniel Boone. At the wilderness road and his axemen made, the settlers flocked to the first stockade. The deerskin shirts and the coonskin caps filled through the glens and the mountain gaps. And hearts were high in the fearful spring, and the land said nay, and the stubborn king, while the man of the east of farm and town strove with the troops of the British crown. Daniel Boone, from a siege of hate, guarded the nation westward gate. Down in the fort, in a wave of flame, a Shawnee horde and the Magog came, and to shout logs shook in the storm of lead. But Boone stood firm, and the savage fled. Peace, and the settlers flocked anew. The farm lands spread and town lands grew. But Daniel Boone was ill at ease when he saw the smoke in his forest trees. "There'll be no game of country soon, elbow room," cried Daniel Boone. "Straight as the pine and 65, time enough of a man of thrive." He launched his bow on Ohio's breast, and his heart was glad as he oared in the west. This was kindly folk and his own true blood, where great Missouri rolled his flood. New woods, new streams, and room to spare, and Daniel Boone found comfort there. Yet far he ranged towards the sunset still, where the Kansas runs and the smoking hills, and the prairies tossed by the south wind blown, and the killed his bear on the Yellowstone, but ever dreamed of new domains with vaster woods and wider plains. Ever he dreamed of a world to be, where there are no bonds and the soul is free. At fast 4-5, still shout and hail, he heard the call of a father tale. So he turned his face where the stars are strown. Elbow room, sighed Daniel Boone. Down the Milky Way in the banks of blue, far he had paddled his white canoe, and the splendid quest of the timeless soul, and he has reached the goal where there is no goal. Now he rides and rides an endless trail, and the humped graph on the flaming tail, on the horse of the stars with the golden mane, as he rode the first of the bluegrass strain. The joy that lies in the stretch he seeks, and the breathless hills with crystal peaks. He makes his camps on heights untrod, and stood at the shore along with God. Through the woods of the vast and the plains of the space, and hunts from the pride of the mammoth race, and the dinosaur of the triple horn, and the manicure of the unicorn. At once by the broad Missouri flew. He followed the elk and the buffalo, east of the sun, west of the moon. Elbow room, laughed Daniel Boone. Alright, the next is Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed, chef of the fastness, drapped and best, in a pack on his back, and the deer hide sack, the beautiful orchards of the past, the ghost of the forest and the groves, is that pack on his back, and the talesman sack. Tomorrow peaches, pears, and cherries, tomorrow's grapes and red raspberries, seeds and tree souls, precious things, hawthorn and crab thorns bent rain wet, and dripped through flowers in his night black hair, and the soft frowns stopped from his patriots, and his black eyes shone through the forest gleam of, and he plunged young hands into the new torn earth, and prayed deep orchard spot into birth. As he ran, let me see. With rabbit and sleep with the stream, as he ran with rabbit and sleep with the stream, as he ran with rabbit and sleep with the stream. And so for us he made great medicine, and so for us he made great medicine, and so for us he made great medicine in the day of President Washington. "200 wagons rolled out to Oregon." This is the Oregon Trail. 1843. I'm trying to give these classes a shot. I don't know. "200 wagons rolled out to Oregon, breaking through the gospel holes, launching wide and free, crawling up the mountain pass, jolting, gambling, rubbling on. 200 wagons rolled to the sea. From east and south and north they flock, the muster row on row, and fleet and transcore prairie's ships beside Missouri's flow. And the bull whips crack on the oxen strain, and the covered hooved slide are off upon the long, long trail of 1,600 mills. The women held the guide lines besides the rocking strain, with gourd and ready raft walk the bearded pioneers through clouds of dust beneath the sun, through floods of sweeping rain, across Kansas prairie lands and Nebraska's plains. 200 wagons rolled out to Oregon, covered round with campfire flame, and helt when day is done, rest a while beneath the stars, yoke again, and labor on. 200 wagons rolled out with the sun. Among the barren butters they went beneath the jealous view of the Blackfoot Pawnee, Omaka, Arafani, and Saki. No savage throat may check their course, no river deep and wide. Thy swim and plated, thy ford and snake, thy cross, thy great divide. The march, as once from Indian fells through Asian mountain doors. With shield and spear and European plain, their fathers marched before. They marched where leaf and antelope and stormed the buffalo. Still westward, their fathers marched 10,000 years ago. I think that the prescription's right. I think that the distance from my eyes is like where they measured it is wrong. Because I think that if I wore them like this, creeping down the dark. Alright, I think I know what's wrong with them. So the prescription is wrong because of the distance from my eyes. And crossed the Great Divide. The march once from Indian's Valley through Asian's mountain door. With shield and spear and European plains, the feathers marched before. They marched where leap and antelope and stormed the buffalo. Still westward as their feathers marched 10,000 years ago. 200 wagons rolled out to Oregon, creeping down the deep defile below the mountain crest. Surging through the bellowing stream, lunging, plunging, forging on, 200 wagons rolled through the west. Remember the museum I brought you to that was across the street from Munster's? And they have all the covered wagons, and we got to go in it for the day, the Children's Museum. There's two different children's museums I used to take you to. One was by Lambertonville. It was actually like the Children's Museum where like they had all the stuff you got to play with. And then the one that was actually in Doylestown that was across the street from the Munster Museum. I used to take you to that one too, so you could see all the covered wagons and the way that they used to live. You got to see what they brought into the Oregon Trail. It was such a long time ago, you probably don't remember, but Mama will take you again. There's free museum days that you sign up for, and then you get to go to the museum during those days. No trails or duties, caverns, and sewing wagon poles, where Walla Walla pours along, the broad Columbia rolls. The long-haired trapper face grows dark and scowls the paint brave, where now the beaver builds his dam, and wheat and roll shall wave. The British trader shakes his head and weighs his neighbor's loss. For where those hardy sailors came, as stars and stripes will toss, the block the wheels, the unyoke the streets, the prize in his who dares, the cabin rise, the field are sworn, and Oregon is there. They will take, thy will hold, by the spade in the mold, by the seas in the soil, by the sweat and the toil, by the plow and the loom, and the school and the home. 200 wagons rolled out to Oregon, 200 wagons raging free and far, 200 wagons rumbling, grumbling, rolling on, and 200 wagons following a star. Alright, baby. A flower fed buffaloes. The flower fed buffalo of the spring in the days of long ago ranged where the locomotives sing and the prairie's flowers lie low. The tossing, blooming, perfuming grass is swept away by wheat. Wheel and wheel and wheel spin by in spring. That shell is sweet, but the flower fed buffalo in the spring left us long ago. They gone no more, thy belly no more, they tremble around the hills no more, with the barefoot lying low, with the blackfoot lying low, with the pawnees lying low. Alright, baby, tomorrow we're going to start with the cowboy. Do you know how much I love you? I love you so very much. You know that? And I miss you so very much. I do. I hope that you had a good day. And I hope that whatever you're doing brings you joy and peace and love and harmony. I miss you, honey. And all I want you to do is I just want you to be happy and safe and loved, you know? I love you so very much, and I miss you so very much. All mamas are supposed to do is just take care of their babies. That's it. That's all that we're supposed to do. We're supposed to teach you things and prepare you for life and help you to grow and understand things, right? We want you to think for yourself and learn as much as you possibly can and be the person that you are specifically, because we need you to be yourselves, right? Mamas need their babies to be who and what they just are and do what makes sense to them. Well, they're protected by their mamas and their papas. Let's do. Oh, say, oh, playmates, to come out and play with me, and bring your dollies 3, climb up my apple tree, shout down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore, more. It was a sunny day, she could not go out to play, she said with tearful eyes, my dolly's got the flu. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I ain't got no rain barrel, I ain't got no cellar door, but we'll be jolly friends forevermore, more. Oh, Karina, my little baby girl, I love you so much. You're my entire world. You're my Karina, my sweet little baby girl. Oh, Karina, baby, you're absolutely perfect. You know that? All children are perfect, but you're my baby. So you're absolutely perfect. I love you and I miss you so much, honey. I miss you so much. My life doesn't make any sense without you. My life consisted of taking you to the parks and taking you to movies in the parks and taking you to the splash pads and taking you to educational events and taking you on play dates. That's where I was in life with you. That's where I had evolved to. Life is a bunch of changing realms, right? You start off when you're little going to school and working outside the home, and then going to college and working outside the home, gaining a partner, and then getting to have children. And a woman's life starts to make more and more sense as she gets older, because she gets a partner and she gets to have children and she gets to stay home and do the cooking and the cleaning and the chores and maintaining the house. And never, ever, ever discredit your value as a woman. Most of your life you're going to be doing a lot of work that's not paid for. You're not going to get paid for, usually not going to get paid for doing the dishes and cleaning the house and doing all the chores and taking care of the kids. Most of your work, your real work that really is satisfying in life, is going to be unpaid work. So you have to be satisfied with who you are as a human being and know who and what you are. And I know Mama goes by core beliefs. I won't do certain things because of my core belief system, and it makes it so it's harder for me to do that thing that I really don't want to do. Like, if I really don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. Like, I just, like Mama doesn't drink or smoke or, I don't do any drugs or anything like that because I'm a woman, and as you're a little girl, you're going to become a woman. As women, we have potential to create new life, and we have to think about our future and our future kids and their potential, right? So we don't want to damage or hurt our own bodies as women, So I just always want you to protect your own body, and I don't want you to be drinking, and I don't want you to be doing drugs. It's just unacceptable. It's just, as a little girl, it's unacceptable behavior to really drink and do drugs and do stuff like that. You want to protect your body and drink water and eat well. It doesn't even matter how much you weigh. Like, don't even put pressure on yourself for weight, because it doesn't matter. The weight doesn't matter, right? The looks don't even really matter. It's who you are as a person inside your heart. Be a good person. Eat well, drink well, know that you're healthy. But don't worry, don't focus on weight. And, just know that you're beautiful. It doesn't matter, because your heart's beautiful. And that's what really matters. Karina, I love you so much, honey. I just want you to know that I love you. Let's do Lila Tove and good night to you. Lila Tove, may your dreams come true. We sing Lila Tove, may Israel protect you throughout the night until we reach the morning light. I love that photo of you. Look at your face in those photos. You're so cute. Look at my baby. That's what you are. You're my baby. I waited forever for you, and you were absolutely perfect, and I miss you. And I love you. Can't wait to see you again soon, honey. Good night, baby. Like Papa always used to say, Mama's Papa's son, Papa's Mama's moon. And you are definitely quite literally our rainbow baby, and we love you. We both love you. I love you so much. Good night, baby.